you.
Rule number 6, master the skill of communication.
Most leaders
Moan, complain, cry, vent, punch a wall, whatever.
Help me out a little bit, or they'd put me in my high chair with food in front of me and be like, all right.
And you have to learn ways in which you can begin.
Here's a new CEO comes in and they have a values thing and they change and they change and they change.
most business people, most entrepreneurs, most human beings
And after 5 minutes, you take a deep breath and
Nick, let's just figure it out. And I think, I always talk about, that was my biggest advantage.
To connect with this power that you have within yourself to have.
No, your values are your values, right? And they're based on your founders.
It's the little miscommunications that over time
I had 11 broken bones, permanent brain damage, and I went, well, can't change it. And the doctor.
And so, the challenges as a kid, they were just the little games for me. And I just
Speak that there's an objective that you
The intangible and hard to measure.
nature of influence and impact, which is the
an acknowledgement that I can't change what's
really handicapping your child, right? And so, my parents helped me
is to be constantly in a
Right when you are operating at your natural best, when your company
have never learned to be masterful communicators. And the very nature
say 3 really powerful words, can't change it. And it's simple.
A lot of parents do too much for their kids, or they kind of coddle them, which is basically
handle where you are. They keep
and they exist from patterns of how you operate.
already happened. So there's no value in wishing it were different. And it's
and I train speakers as well, and I tell them that when you speak
Are intractable. These things are inherently
communication course, very few people have been taught that.
3 years after that, every negative emotion that we have is self-created by
so everything that I viewed, I just knew it was going to be hard, or I knew it was going to.
truth of who you are and fighting
in the flow, whatever euphemism you want to use. There is a pattern that emerges, and that
In your personal relationships, have you read
the
books?
degree of resistance that we have to our reality. Whether it's past reality, whether it's happening right now, or whether it's even a projected future reality.
Leader's job is communication. I mean, in school, were you given a
I speak to audiences around the world, and our
pattern are your values. There's a minimum of 3, there's no more than 5. If there's more than 5, there's usually redundant.
that leads to, in an intimate relationship, or even just with a friend,
I woke up, I was told I would never walk again.
The more empowering, how am I going to get through this?
constantly to look for ways in which you
It's
can
going to take a little bit more time, and that was the kind of the phrase, it's not can't, but how.
That we're afraid of. And so in the span of 5 minutes,
Tendency you can find overlap, that you can find lowest common denominators. And they are
escape the inner conversation.
essentially I learned through reading Eckhart Tolle and things.
Exercise that muscle of literally falling on my face and getting back up. And
Perpetual process of discovering that
is operating at its natural best when all cylinders are firing, when you're in your